The House Where Things Disappear. 17 Bellwether Lane in North London. There is a house that hasn't aged well, but not entirely badly either. It exists in an uncomfortable state, as if it were caught halfway between inhabited and abandoned, between alive and something else. No one remembers when it was built. Not even the municipal records agree. Some documents say 1890, others 1923. There is one, typed in a faded ink, that lists an impossible date, November 14th, year 0. But that's not what unsettles those who enter. What's unsettling is what happens after. The writer, the new tenant, was not easily shaken. She had lived in tiny apartments in noisy cities, even in a shared house with 3 violinists and a dog, with an existential anxiety. Very little disturbed her. So when the keys disappeared on the first night, she smiled. "Classic," she murmured. On the second night, she heard footsteps upstairs. That was less classic. She went up calmly. No one was there, but the hallway seemed longer. Not much, just enough that she couldn't be sure it had always been the same. She returned to her desk. She wrote, "Houses don't change shape, but our memory does, and that is enough." At that moment, something fell down upstairs, a sharp thud, as if someone had dropped something heavy. She went upstairs again. Nothing. But this time, the door, at the end, the one she could have sworn she had left open, was closed, and beneath it, there was a light. The door had no lock. She discovered that when she tried to open it, because it wouldn't open. The handle wouldn't turn. The wood didn't yield. It didn't even vibrate. It was like trying to open a wall, pretending to be a door. The light beneath the gap flickered. And then she heard something. Breathing. Not on the other side, on hers. She turned sharply. Nothing. But the hallway, again, seemed different. The walls slightly closer, the ceiling lower, the air thicker. She went downstairs. She didn't go back up that night. The days began to unravel. Not in an obvious way. There were no dramatic jumps in time, no clocks spinning backward. It was something subtler, crueler. A Tuesday could contain memories of a Thursday. An object used in the morning would appear worn out by nighttime, as if it had spent years in other hands. The writer began to find pages in her notebook she didn't remember writing. They weren't incoherent. They were precise, too precise. Don't leave doors open. They don't like to decide. Keys don't disappear. They use them. If you hear the door open, it's already too late. One early morning, she woke up with the absolute certainty that she was not alone. It wasn't a feeling. It was awareness. She went down to the entrance hall. The front door was open. Not wide open, just enough. Like an invitation. The keys were on the table, but they weren't hers. There were more, dozens of them, different sizes, shapes, and periods. And all of them were slightly damp, as if someone had just placed them there. That's when she understood. The house didn't make things disappear. It exchanged them. It took objects, memories, moments, and replaced them with others. She looked towards the open door. Beyond it, the street, was not her street. She took a step back. The door closed. Click. She didn't sleep that night. She wrote, "The house doesn't keep people. It keeps versions." She heard something upstairs, something dragging. She went upstairs. The hallway was longer, the walls marked. The door at the end of the corridor was open. The room did not belong to the house. Inside, there were stacked pieces of furniture and shadows. They were still, watching, waiting. One of them moved. "Did you leave your keys too?" The writer didn't answer. "We always think we can leave." Behind her, something else moved. The door began to close. She stepped back, got out. Click. The next morning, the house seemed normal. On the table, a set of keys, new. Weeks later, a man arrived. First night, he left his keys. Second night, they were gone. He sighed, and then, click. The door opened, and this time, someone came in. Author José Pardal, translated and narrated by Rachel Gribler.